Hi, I'm Erica and I'm one of the Innoventure directors. Today, I want to talk with you about forming a team. Before you form a team, there are a few things you want to consider. First, think about your personal strengths. What can you bring to a team? Are you really great at math? Or do you always make sure that you meet deadlines? Write down your strengths as a team member. The second thing you want to think about are your personal weaknesses. Sometimes this isn't an easy thing to do. But be honest with yourself. Are you a procrastinator? Do you sometimes have a hard time listening to opinions that are different than your own? Reflect on your weaknesses and then add them to the lists you wrote with your strengths. Why do you need to think about your own strengths and weaknesses? So you can have a diverse team. When forming a team, you don't want your team members to have the exact same strengths and weaknesses you do, because you most likely won't experience success. The most successful teams are made from team members who balance out one another's strengths and weaknesses. If you know you're a procrastinator, you want someone on your team who's deadline-oriented. That way you can make sure to meet all of the deadlines. Once you've formed your team, there are a few things to keep in mind to make sure that your team is successful. The first thing you need to think about is time. Think about where, when, and how long you need to meet for. Sometimes this is determined by your teacher because the work you're doing for a team is for a class. But you may find that you need to meet more regularly than when your class or club meets to reach your goals. So as a team, decide how often you need to meet and for how long. The next thing you need to think about is responsibility. Who will be in charge of what? Do you need a note taker? Do you need a timekeeper to make sure you accomplish everything you need to when your group meets? Who will submit the milestones? Are there certain team members who will be responsible for different things? What happens if a member of the team can't make it to a meeting? Make a list of who will take care of what. The next thing you'll need to do is communicate. For example, when making a decision, will you go with the majority or will you have to come to a consensus? What if you disagree with someone in your team? Will you explain the problem and provide a solution, or will you ask for an outside person to listen to both sides and help you come to an understanding? These are just a few things to consider. The final step is knowing when it's not working. Sometimes when you're working on the team, you may find that differences in point of view or weaknesses in personality can't be overcome. If this happens, you need to talk with your advisor and your team members and come to a solution. There are times when this means that some members may leave the team, or other situations may call for the team dissolving. Only you and your team will know what's right for you. If you and your team make a plan for time, responsibility, communication, and knowing when it's not working, you will have a greater chance for success. And that's something everyone can cheer about.